that was me on the bike. You just watched me destroy a brand new MX4 at Travis Pastrana's motocross track. This is just after I had launched the Volt Cult, which was a video series about us building up an e-moto bike and trying to see what the platform was capable of. I think this was episode 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken. I had been talking to Nate Wessel about bringing it down to Pastrana land so we could put it on a real motocross track and see what the bike could handle right out of the box. So on this particular day, I was headed down to meet Nate. I was gonna get the bike prepped, spin some laps, do some filming and see what happens. I handed the bike off to Nate right away, let him get his laps in. He's much more familiar with the motocross track, so I figured I'd stand back, maybe get a few shots and learn a thing or two from the way that Nate was riding the bike. For those of you that may not know, Nate Wessel is an insane BMX rider, the legendary builder, ramps, skate parks, features, stuff for Red Bull, all the stuff for Channel 199. Shout out to the Channel 199 crew. And Nate wasted no time on that bike. Within 1 or 2 laps, he was already sending some of the jumps, figuring out the preloading for speed for things, which is a little bit different because you don't really have much of a sound to go off of and you don't have any gearing to go off of. So it is a lot more by feel, especially when you're learning.
Got it, bro.
There was a tabletop on the other side of the track that Nate really didn't mess around with much, but when Nate came back around, he had suggested hitting the tabletop. He thought that it was possible on the bike, so I cruised for a few laps, kind of hit it gently to see where it was putting me and what speed I needed for it. Did probably 3 or 4 attempts on that and decided to send it. At the time that I actually did go full force and try and clear that thing, I just left the lip of the jump and noticed that there was a 4-wheeler on the landing. Surprise! I think the first thing that I thought of was, do I let go of this bike and try and bail out, get my body to safety, or do I hang onto the bike and see what happens? You could tell that the guy on the 4-wheeler was still turning and still trying to make his way all the way off the side of the jump, but I knew that some part of us was gonna clip. I made the decision to hang onto the bike. I was just gonna do my best to brace for impact and kind of cross my fingers. So it is what it is. As soon as the bike hit, it kicked back into me trying to rip the bike sideways. The right bar actually bent way down, so the bike struck me in the chest and threw me kind of in a rotation over my left shoulder. And I pretty much cleared all the way down the rest of the landing ramp to flat. The first thing to hit the ground was my tailbone, but you know, I was able to get up, so there was something for that. And the guy riding the 4-wheeler, thankfully he didn't get hurt, but he felt horrific. I was pretty much alright, just banged up a little bit. I told him it's okay man, like the bike can be fixed and stuff. I'm lucky that I didn't get hurt and you didn't get hurt. We'll just call it a win at that, I suppose.
I'm buff out, right?
Yeah, it'll be good. What are the boys gonna think?
Travis is gonna like that one. He's like, if anything ever gets destroyed, as long as it's on film, that is not something I saw happening today.
I'm gonna try one more.
Watch out for 4-wheelers.
At that point, we both kind of headed back to the garage with our tails between our legs because he knew he was on the track backwards and that obviously wasn't a good look, and I knew I'm kind of there by invitation and association, and to come back with a couple damaged units probably doesn't reflect well on me. Obviously no one wants a stain like that on them, especially around a crew of guys that you look up to and idolize. So since I had to take pretty much the whole bike apart anyway, we took this time to upgrade the components. It's got some really sick stuff on there now. It's set up great for a larger battery pack. We're still running the stock battery pack at the moment, but in due time we'll have a bigger battery and we can really open it up and let her eat. So stick around for that.